Welcome back, everybody. Just another quick tabletop view of a if I had to pick a favorite firearm, this would definitely be towards the top of the list. And of course, this is the Winchester 1897 and 12 gauge shotgun, and this is a trench gun configuration. Now this is a replica. These replicas are hard to find today as much as the original Winchesters are. In fact, the prices on them reflect that also. Of course, original Winchester is going to cost you in the neighborhood of $3,500, maybe up to $5,000 for a trench gun configuration. The standard configuration of the 97s are not as expensive because they're quite plentiful, but with that extra cool handguard and bayonet lug on it, it throws a little bit of premium onto the price. Now this is also an aftermarket bayonet. I'll grab the bayonet off of it like I usually do. I'm going to flip this around so I can see. It's a standard 1917 bayonet. Now this one is a replica also. As you can see, it's got the blued finish on it all the way, which the original didn't have. But it's a fair replica. It fits. Build quality is not as great. For instance, like the spring being very, very loose. In fact, I have my original 1917 bayonet, but since this is a replica gun, I didn't want to put an authentic bayonet on it. I'll hold them up side by side. You can see the obvious difference in the markings on the bayonet. Of course, here's the replica. Here's the original. This is a Remington made bayonet, and there on the opposite side we have the US markings, the flaming bomb, the eagle head, US. On the opposite side of the replica, just some odd lettering. And the obvious difference in the blade, the thickness of it is on the original is quite a bit greater than the replica. But it works. And back to the shotgun. I might mention too, before I get there, the sheaths are quite a bit different too from an original one, which would have had paint on it at some time. Some of them were painted, much as the replica is. If the dyed green paint or dyed green leather on it became too faded, they would paint them just as the replica. Again, dimensions are a little bit off. Brass hook on the original. I'm pretty sure that's steel under the paint on the replica. But so these replicas run about $800 normally. This was a gun show find that the guy wanted to get rid of, and I was able to do a little haggling and got him down just a hair over $300 for it. You can see it has the full hand guard. It's very, very faithful replica. And in fact, it's a Chinese made by Norinco. They stopped importing these back around 2011, 2012. That's why they're so difficult to find now. You see it's got a walnut stock on it. And there's a fella here in the United States, a member. These are used extensively in the Single Action Shooting Society, their competitions. And the member, his name is Coyote Cap, got quite involved with these guns. He was quite a good gunsmith working on these. And he went to China worked with them to make the replicas better, supplied many American parts, or parts from the United States for them, including wood for the stock, which is American walnut, and a few of the internals, even the bead on the sight, were provided from the United States. Several of the internals, like firing pin, extractors, they all were sourced from the United States in order to make the guns better for some of the competitions that SAS puts on. Now the bayoneted version cannot be used in their competition. Well, I think it can be in the Wild Bunch division now. You notice I don't have the sling on it yet. It'll take the standard military 1907 sling. I've got one coming, but I don't have one right now. I'm also going to put a reproduction. Of course, the butt plate does not say Winchester on it as the original did. But the later ones of these are the more desirable. This one has, I'll show you the U.S. markings, how they're electro-penciled in rather than stamped. This one has an MIL serial number, known as the military serial number, which is the last produced of these and is the more valuable. Adds about a $60 or $70 premium. Runs it up to about $850 in value from the $800 that the normal replica by Norinco would be. I don't normally like buying Chinese or Japanese. I won't buy a Japanese Winchester. I won't do it, even though I'm sure they're fine guns. I would rather own an authentic Winchester, as I do, than one made in the United States. I shouldn't call it authentic. Of course, Winchesters are not made in the United States. They're made all over the place. Brazil, Japan, all over the place. But there we have it, a really good alternative, if you can still find them, to one of my favorite guns, the Winchester 97. It does maintain the full Slamfire capabilities. These are snap caps, as you can see. Just solid aluminum I'm putting in it. It operates just the same as the original. The action falls open, and it will slam fire, as they call it. It's actually not a slam fire. It's designed to fire once you pull the trigger. Hold it down. I'm gonna catch my snap cap so it doesn't fall on the floor and get dented. If I hold the trigger down when I cock it, I'm gonna do this slowly. If you watch the hammer, it stays back. It does not follow the bolt forwards. The bolt's moving forwards. But when the bolt locks closed, the hammer drops when it's locked. This enabled you to fire the full magazine, 6 rounds. Modern ammunition, this will only hold 5. It's about an 1/8 of an inch short, getting that 6th round in it, plus 1 in the magazine, so 7 rounds. As fast as you can pump the gun, it will fire them. Virtually a fully automatic shotgun, with you being part of the gun, operating the mechanism, such as a blowback mechanism. You're part of it. So there we go. An absolutely wonderful gun. Bargains are still out there. As you know, I love hunting for bargains, and this is one of my favorites. The Winchester 1897, made by Norinco, in 12 gauge, 2 3/4 inch, by the way. So there we go. If you find one, talk them down if you can. It's going to be tough to find them, but good luck in your search, and have a good day. Thanks for watching.